mid-August, and we've got tomatoes still coming in.
But as seasons change and things die, so does the garden. And so here comes the time at the end of some of our fruits and vegetables. And as my mother was saying, cucumbers are...
The vines are starting to die out a little bit. So I've left a couple of them in here that'll go to seed, and I get the seeds for next year's.
What do you mean go to seed?
Well, see how they're yellowing like that?
Yeah.
The older they come, the maturer they come, the better the seeds are for planting and regrowing. So I will take that cucumber and open it and pull the seeds out and let the seeds dry and then use those next year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I did not know how that works. Look, there's a cantaloupe over there.
Right? So, and again, the cantaloupes are about done. The viney plants don't do well.
What do you mean about done? We didn't get any cantaloupes.
We're going to get one. There's like 5 cantaloupes in there.
That's a lot of work for 5 cantaloupes.
Well, we'll do better next year. I think it's kind of where we put a lot of things in the garden. Some places were really dry and some places were like overly wet. The watermelon and the cantaloupe didn't do very well because they're in a very dry place.
Interesting.
They
So
need
we
a
can
lot more water.
So if we swap them around. Well, now that we're kind of going into the winter area, what are the things that you're going to plant now? Because apparently, I didn't know this. There's different, I mean, there's seasons. So in the winter, there's stuff that you grow, such as broccoli, kale, I don't know.
Broccoli, kale, a lot of greens, but we don't do color greens because they're not very good. So Mo is, as you can hear in a lot of the videos, is barking. It's what you call an attention bark. He's trying to get our attention. He wants us to play with him. He's just 1.5 years old. So I'm going to do what's called with him differential reinforcement other. So I am going to start reinforcing him for anything other than barking. So right now he's not barking. Yay! Oh, you're not barking. Yay! Go boy, quiet. Anything he offers me. If he lays down, if he sits, whatever. Twitches his ear, moves his tail, licks his lip. Yay! He's quiet. I'm going to try to extinguish that barking.
Yay!
Yay!
I don't like when Mo barks. It's very loud and it hurts my ears.
Right? Go boy.
Let's pull a cob of corn here.
Yeah, that one's about, you can tell it's done because the tassels are dying right here at the end.
So let's take a look at what our bountiful corn harvest is going to look like. Oh, it's getting a lot smaller.
Smaller.
Oh my goodness. So here we go. That's it. There's a caterpillar in my corn.
That's good. That means there's no pesticides in your corn.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
So here's our corn.
Organic corn. So it's very sweet. It tastes good. It just didn't mature properly.
So we can take a bite out of it?
Yep. And unfortunately, we got it in late because the squirrels kept pulling it up. Yes. Quiet. Good
Got some
boy.
good corn.
Yep.
Here, try it, cameraman. It's really good corn.
Right? Tastes really good. So it just didn't mature. So again, I think a lot of it is where it was planted and a lot of it kept getting washed out because this is where all the water was coming through. So we're going to tier the garden differently next year. But look, we have spaghetti squash coming in, even though our squash is about done right there.
Look, that's a honker.
Right? There's another honker right there by your honker.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's so cool that it grew up there. What else do we have going on? You apparently got lima beans, right?
Got lima beans. And what's really funny is somebody told me that like when the vines are dying because of fungus or whatever reason, that if you put water and milk and spray it on the plants, that it'll make them come back, and they are. So that was my yellow squash that had all died out, and now it's coming back thanks to milk and water.
Look, have you seen this corn plant? Look, he's growing. He's got a total like 4 or 5 little pieces of corn that are pop. Mo, my corn! He ate it. Mo!
No, leave it. Thank you. Ready? Yes.
He slaughtered it. There's nothing left of him. The poor corn didn't stand a chance.
So the potatoes are still coming in.
How long did potatoes take to grow?
Cobwebs.
Yeah, I walked to a big one on my face. It was like...
They'll be ready probably about mid-September.
Ooh, I'm excited.
These are green beans that I planted a little bit later. You can see here's one here I missed yesterday when I was harvesting my green beans.
Green beans.
So these are bush beans.
Bush beans?
Yeah, because they grow in a bush as opposed to the pole beans, which will grow up poles or grow up corn plants. And then these are the limas. So here's, here, get your schnoz out of the way. Thank you. So lima beans, which I picked yesterday.
Yum.
Yeah, I make succotash out of some of the corn that I picked. Pumpkins, which hopefully they're going to do something. I sprayed those with my water milk mixture.
Milk gives plants big bones,
That's right.
strong bones.
And look at our poor watermelons trying. The watermelon vines look great. We haven't gotten any watermelons from them.
Watermelon's my favorite fruit. I hope we are going to be able to get
And
some
I
watermelon.
didn't know, which is very interesting, is if you look, see, these are bigger flowers.
Yeah.
So these are females. And the smaller flowers, like this little tiny guy, is the male. So the bees need to go into the male and then go pollinate the females. Or they say you can actually take a Q-tip, rub the Q-tip around in that, and then go rub the Q-tip in the other.
No way.
Yeah, to pollinate them.
That's awesome.
And the peppers are about done. I let one right here again, using that one to go to seed for next year. That's why it's all red. I've got a couple of little ones coming in up here still. Good boy. And we'll still have tomatoes for another month.
Thank goodness. The
And
tomatoes
right
are
before
so
we planted,
they're so good.
gourds, because we were going to make birdhouses. But the chickens kind of annihilated them.
Chickens went to town.
Right? Poor thing.
Yeah, we gotta make sure
Yeah,
there's nothing
very
in
good.
range of the chickens and their little army that they come through with. Absolutely.
It's the fluffy butt hut.
Yeah, the last one in's a rotten egg. So moving on to next year, what do you think's the plan of what we want to plant here? What do we want to change up? What do we want more of? What do we want less of? And is there any new plants that we want to try to get?
We'll definitely do the same amount of tomatoes, because that was a good amount. Probably not as many cucumbers.
Oh my God, there's so many cucumbers.
More corn, definitely. We'll get the watermelon and the cantaloupe, all the viney plants kind of together where we know they're going to have a lot more water. The irrigation will help. And of course, this is the first year and we didn't get the soil tilled enough. So we'll be able to really till this soil. We've been working on the compost pile, which we have 3 big piles of that. So that'll go in here. A lot of leaves will go in here.
Here's our compost piles. I poop in here. I'm just kidding, I don't do that.
I hope not. If you do, just make sure that you wipe. So we'll probably leave this area right up here. Like once the tomatoes are done, we'll get this all tilled up. And then that's where we'll put the spinach and the broccoli and kale and maybe some peas, because peas like the cold weather too.
Cool.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. 'Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. 'Cause I found my way. 'Cause I found my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way. Find my way, my way. 'Cause I found my way, my way, my way. Find my way, my way.
And the figs are about done. We chopped the fig tree way back. Be careful because there's so many bees up there now that it's easy to grab a bee. Yummy figs. Yummy figs.
Mom,
Mo likes figs.
Would you like
The
a fig, Mo?
chickens- Tick, 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 tick. Chickens like figs.
So when it comes to living off-grid or being self-sustaining, one of the things you need to think about is food. And during the summer, it's great. You have all these crops, you have all these things, but in the winter, everything dies and nothing grows. So you need a way to have food. And that's where canning comes into the process, where it allows you to have food when you're normally not able to have it and when it doesn't grow. And so my mom she's been canning and been doing some pretty cool things. So here's some footage of her canning the food. Yeah!
Alright, so today we're canning tomatoes, and I'm going to take my lovely tomatoes and drop them in some boiling water for a minute so the skins peel off nice and easily. And I've got my water heating up. Even though I've got my pressure cooker out, I'm not going to use it as a pressure cooker today. I'm going to use it as to do a hot bath. Still kind of experimenting with all of this. It's been a long time since I've canned. Go peel all of my tomatoes. So Luna's found her mouse. Playing with that. I have my compost pile stuff here. So all I'm going to do is core the tomato. Pull that skin off. Cut the tomato in half. Some people like them whole. I like to cut them in half. You can eat them either way. Cut the core out. Pop that skin off. I'm going to cut out any little yucky bad spots as well. Alright, so for my juice, I have a dry rag and a wet rag, and I have my salt and my little measuring. I'm going to take a jar and plop in the tomatoes. You coming to help, Luna? I'm not going to squish them down. I'm going to kind of gently but firmly push them down. One. Alright. Take the next jar. Oh, don't you help me doing it right now. Oh, you're going to get on my shoulder anyway. Alright. You going to help me? I don't know if that's helping, but I can't hold you. I know. Let's come over here. Boop. Good girl. Silly cat. Silly kitty. Actually, before I do the juice, I'm going to add my salt. Just doing a half a teaspoon because I'm only doing pint jars. Nice Himalayan pink sea salt. Okay. Add a little juice. Alright, now with my water boiling away, add my jars. And with the hot bath, you want to make sure that the water goes over the jar about 1.5 to 2 inches. I need some proper canning picker-upper thingers. I don't know what you call them. Yay! And now you can see all right there. The water's about 1 inch over the top. Water's boiling. And I'm going to put the lid on and let them cook for 85 minutes. They've been boiling for 85 minutes. So we're going to open the top and hope nothing weird happened. Oh, nope, there they are. So I'm going to leave them in there, let them cool, and then I'll bring them out. Ta-da!
So things are happening here, big things. We got a lot of pretty cool update. Dad's actually up on the roof right now installing the solar panels, which is really exciting. Here, let's take a look in the basement. When we first got here, the basement was completely unfinished, and now we're starting the process of finishing it. This is gonna be a bathroom. This is gonna be the place where we install all the solar panels. There'll be a more dedicated video for here. As you can see, we have the batteries and kind of more of a storage area. Through here, we're gonna have a nice little hallway. This is gonna be Editor Owen's room. Owen, what do you think of your room?
Ah, it's pretty nice.
Look at that, that's crazy, right? And then here, this is gonna be like a little living room where Owen and I can hang out and play video games and just be degenerates. And then we're gonna be turning this into a kitchen, but right now it's just the office where all the magic happens for these videos, which is super fun. And yeah, there's a couple of things outside that I'd love to show you as well. So one of the projects that we've been working on right now is clearing this center island that we have. It was actually had ivy and trees and all these other things. So the plan is we're gonna be going through, my dad's gonna be taking down a lot of these pine trees, and hopefully we'd like to make this into a nice Zen garden, make it into just a nice, wonderful place. But right now it's kind of a mess. A cool thing that we found that was deep down in there is this like heart, and it's a hummingbird, and it looks so cool. There's a big theme of hummingbirds around here. There's actually hummingbirds engraved into the railings and some other things that you can actually hear. There's Dad up. Dad, how's it going up there?
I wish somebody would come up here and help me.
Someone told me to film a video or else I would be up there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I gotta go help my dad with that. If you've enjoyed and you wanna stay up to date on Back to Basics, please subscribe. Hit the like button, subscribe. I said subscribe twice. It's just, that's how important it is. Make sure to hit the notification bell, and we'll see you for the next video. See you, everyone.